Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a lesson on faith. The way I've been doing this is I am going to go through the lesson portion, and then once I finish with that, I'm actually going to bring Sophia in today to help me with the activity. She loves the camera and has been begging me to let her do another video. She did the video with me last week. It was a lot of fun. But what I'm going to do is just jump right into the lesson, and let you guys know that whenever I'm reading this, I'm actually reading the exact thing that you can get, the exact lesson that you can get at my website. If you click on the link below, it'll take you straight to the faith lesson, and underneath the video I have a typed out portion of it, and you can also download a PDF if you would like to print it. And that being said, I'm going to jump right into our faith lesson today. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1, it says, "Faith is the confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. And having faith in Jesus is trusting and believing in Him even though you can't see Him." As a believer in Jesus, your life is lived in the unseen, not the seen. Today we are going to learn all about faith. First, let me tell you a Bible story about Jesus and His disciples. Jesus had 12 disciples who were men that followed and learned from Him. And our story today is in the New Testament in the book of Mark, chapter 4, verses 35 through 41. And in this story, Jesus and His disciples are crossing the Sea of Galilee, and a really bad storm came. A storm bad enough that they thought the boat was going to sink. The boat was filling with water, and they thought that it was going to sink. During the storm, Jesus is in the boat, sound asleep, and the disciples, on the other hand, they were freaking out. They go and wake up Jesus screaming, "Jesus, don't you even care that we're going to drown?" And Jesus woke up, and he told the winds and the seas to hush, be still. And the storm stopped, and the sea calmed completely. Jesus looked at His disciples and said, "Why are you afraid? Why don't you have faith?" The disciples were focused on what they could see, and the storm looked really bad, and they were completely filled with fear. That was not faith in Jesus. They had Jesus in the boat with them, and they thought they were going to die. That's like thinking you're going to drown with a life raft in your reach. Jesus was sleeping, so they should have taken His lead and said, if Jesus isn't worried, then I'm not going to worry. Even if things look bad and scary, I know He will take care of me. That's what having faith in Jesus looks like. Even when things around you look bad, you know you can trust in the Lord. Do you think that if Jesus thought that they were in trouble, that He would have been sleeping? No. You don't have to be afraid when you see things happening in your life around you. Jesus is on board with you, and He is in your boat. Even if you see a storm or you're in the middle of something that's really hard or scary, you can trust in Jesus. And maybe even everyone around you is scared and screaming, "Jesus, don't you even care what's happening?" You take your lead from Jesus and have faith in Him. If He's calm, if He's calm enough to sleep, then you need to be calm and full of peace and rest in Him. And to help you understand a little bit more what faith is like, I'm going to do an activity with you. For this activity, before I get Sophia, I bought a puzzle from the Dollar Tree, and I wrapped it not very well, as you can see. And even this morning, Laura thought it was a present for her, and she tried to rip into it. So it's pretty messed up. But the point is that you cover it so they can't see the picture and they can't see that it's a puzzle, but leave it to where this puzzle opens like this. Make it to where you can open the puzzle, because you're going to need to be able to open it. What you're going to do, they're going to be blindfolded. I'm going to use a scarf, so you'll need a blindfold or whatever you can use. If you want your kids to just close their eyes, that's fine. I knew my little ones would peek. They can't stand it, so I am going to blindfold her, and then I'll let her come in so we can show a little bit more on the activity. So Sophia is here to help show the activity portion of the lesson. You want to say hi?
Hi.
And try not to kick. It wiggles. The table will move if she's moving around, so trying to keep you still is going to be interesting. But with this, what we're going to do is, Sophie, you're going to be blindfolded. So you can't have this just yet. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's try to do it without covering up your whole face. You're
I
already,
like it with my face covered up all the way.
You want your whole face covered?
Uh-huh.
Even your mouth?
Yeah.
Can you breathe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's holes. When I'm closing my eyes.
So what we're going to do here, Sophie, is we're going to talk about what faith is. And to do that, I want you to understand that first you need to not be able to see. Take the box. Shake it. Let's see. I'm going to let you feel inside. See if you can figure out what's in there. Do you think you know what it is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Puzzle pieces.
It's a puzzle, but you can't see it. How do you know it's a puzzle?
Because I can feel it.
You can feel it?
Uh-huh.
Are you sure it's a puzzle? Because you can't see it. How can you be sure? You really believe that it's a puzzle, even though you can't see it?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Well, that's what faith in Jesus is like. Just because you can't see him doesn't change the fact that he is very real. And just because you can't see this puzzle doesn't change the fact that it is very real.
I couldn't
But-
see through that.
Now the blindfold is off. So you can't see the picture though. So are you going to be worried when you start to put the puzzle together that the picture is going to be ugly? Are you going to worry that you don't have all the pieces? I think there's still some in there.
Yeah.
You don't worry about having all the pieces because you have faith that I love you and I'm not going to give you a puzzle that doesn't have all the pieces, right?
Yeah.
Jesus has given you all the pieces that you need in life.
Yeah. He's giving me all the pieces.
All the pieces, but can you see all the pieces right now? Can you see what's going to happen? No, but you have faith that he's going to help you have an amazing, wonderful life because you trust in him and you believe in him.
I do.
Even though you can't see him,
Even though I can't
you
see.
believe he's very real.
Yep.
Well, that's faith. You have faith in Jesus. That's amazing. Feels good, doesn't it? It makes us have a peace and a joy and happiness because we know we don't have to worry about life. And just like Jesus, he's given you all the pieces, and just like this puzzle, you're going to put it together piece by piece, knowing that the picture is going to be beautiful.
Knowing that the picture is going to be beautiful.
Well, Jesus has given you all the pieces, and you're going to put together, life is going to be put together piece by piece until you get to see your whole big, beautiful picture.
Uh-huh.
Because you have faith. That's awesome. And that's it, guys. At this point, we're going to let
Bye, guys.
Sophia do her puzzle, and
Rip the paper off?
she's dying to rip the paper off. Rip the paper off, babe. And that's it. And remember to like and subscribe and check out my website for more lessons. Thanks. What is it? What is it?
It's like somebody opening a present.